this was too good not to share because it was from God and about God. So anything that's from and about God is just too good not to share when he drops something in there that you're like, huh. Hmm. Deeper understanding of the truth of who he is and how he is. So I was talking to a friend just before this, and we were talking about this incredible, beautiful journey of completely surrendering your life to God and handing everything over to God and saying, here's everything. I fully trust you with it, especially when you're coming out of the spirit of self-righteousness and doing things in your own way and following other people's way. And it was successful. It did have an impact. It did provide for things in the way that we need providing for, right? Let's just say financially, for example. And it was good. But God's not calling us just to be good. He's calling us to be so much more than good, who he created us to be. And he doesn't just create good things. When we look at the story of creation, he created things and he said they're good. But then when he created us, he said that's very good. Like we're very, very good. We're more than good. And he creates us to have a relationship with things that are very, very good. But it requires letting go of the relationship that we have with things that are good and saying, I'm trusting on you, I'm relying on you, I'm dependent on you for this, not myself. So break the spirit of that. And about this whole transition into a fully faith-led life, a relationship where he is the leader and we're the followers, and we're not trying to be in the position of leadership in our own lives and in our own will, our own way, and our own emotions, and not let those take us over. So she's on a very similar journey and path, and we were talking about that, and she said it's quite amazing. Hey, and I love the way she speaks. Is that is the way she speaks, and it's super fun. I'm like, can we just chat every day? I just want to hear the way you talk. It's so fun. So about the trusting, about what it really means when it comes to trust, and how we will be tempted, how temptations will come in. And she used the word test, but there was something about her sharing of the word test. She said, oh, I'm 7 months pregnant and the baby's moving. It just feels so weird. He's moving and I'm like, oh. So if I make funny faces, that's what it is. If you're a woman and you've ever been pregnant, it's like, oh, what are you doing in there? Anyways, back on track. Okay, so she shared that she's just feeling so in alignment with the work that she's doing now and spending time with God each and every day and letting him guide her way, and how incredible it feels to give up the things that she used to hold on to and cling on to so tightly. And we were just sharing about both of our personal experiences with that in on this journey, and how she had a test, what she was calling a test the other day, that she had a friend who called her and said, hey, I've got this incredible job for you, this wonderful opportunity for you. I think you would love it. I think it would be perfect for it. Do you want it? And basically, it just would have landed in her lap. And she said, it would have been really good money. And I was so I had to think about it because it was really tempting. And I said, that's what it was. It wasn't a test. It wasn't like a test. And there's a big difference, I think, and a big misinterpretation between the difference in test and temptation. And she said, I think it was just a big test of my faith. And am I going to trust that God is going to provide for me? And he wants me in alignment with doing what I'm doing. And I absolutely love it, even though it's not financially producing yet, even though I'm not seeing the fruit of financial provision and the fruit of money, right? There's a seed, and then we're going to see the fruit of the harvest, if you will, biblically speaking, and that is going to be the financial provision that comes in and provide for our needs. So it's sometimes really tempting when something comes in and is like dingling here, look at this, you could just have this, and that would be easy, and you could go with it. And even if you chose to, God's not going to disown you. But she said, Sarah, I think it was a test. And I said, more than it being a test, it was a temptation. And there's a big difference between test and temptation. And I do believe that God will test us, that he's testing our trust. He's testing and asking, do you trust me? You say that you trust me. And you've been saying that over and over again, especially since you gave your life to me. You're saying, I trust you with my life. And I'm in this practice of daily and continual surrender and turning over and handing over the things that I feel fear around. I'm saying that you provide and you make a way out. And so here you go. I'm giving you my faith. And I'm maybe God is testing it by saying, do you really trust me? You say these things and you read about these things and you teach about these things and you speak about these things, but how deep do those roots go? Or are you going to really quickly run back to what seems good, right? And what is good? An opportunity that someone like literally hands you. So I don't think it was so much of a test, but a temptation. And a temptation to go to something that's easy, something that's quick, something that we could say, oh, it was a God thing. But in this particular case, she said it wasn't. Like, I didn't feel that. It wasn't convicted that it just came from God. So I feel like it was more of a temptation. Like she said, you're absolutely right. I don't think it was a test, because test is an indication of trust, whereas a temptation is more of a diversion. It will get you off the path. And a lot of times money is used for that. Oh, it's a really good job. It's a really good, it would make a lot of money. And, I would like doing it. And I said, well, in that case, I think you passed the test, because she said I didn't take it after thinking about it. And really, after praying about it, I decided not to take it. But I thanked her for thinking of me and for sharing with me the opportunity. But I think a lot of times we can get caught up in the differences between test and temptation. And I said that seemed a lot more like a temptation, which can be connected to a test. Are we trusting? Because that's where our trust is, right? And that's why, scripture talks about it's not money that's evil. It's the love of money. It's the temptation. It's going after the money and getting out of going after God, trusting that he provides the money and he makes a way. And that is where our faith, right? Where our faith comes in. And without faith, we can't please God. So sometimes it's a testing of our faith and of our strength, and chasing after, continuing after, and pursuing after his will and way, saying, Lord, I trust that you make a way, that I don't need to snatch and grab the little dangling carrot that was put in my face. That was really tempting, though. And when we look at this, right, that's what the enemy does. He tempted Jesus in the desert for 40 days. No, thank you. Sometimes it feels like life is all a temptation, but it's also an indication of trust and what we're putting our trust in. Are we putting our trust in God or in money to provide for us and to be our provision? If we say God is our provision, he is my provider, he provides for all my needs. Yes, he knows that you need money. He knows that we need money to live and make it and survive and pay for things. It's not like he's going, "Oh, what do you mean? What? What? You need money?" It's not a surprise or a shock to him. But that is where temptations will come in. And that is where we get the opportunity to experience a deeper trust in him. And we can call it a test from him. We can call it what we want to call it. I don't think he actually really cares what you call it. But when we understand, wow, this was a temptation and I almost gave in, but I'm proud of myself because I declined and I said, nope. And I stayed in line. I stayed in line with my truth, with my purpose, with my passion. And I trusted that that would be what provides for me, that God is going to abundantly reward that. It was such a beautiful conversation, and one that as we were having, it was over Zoom. I'm like, we need to be recording this. And so we did it, but that's okay. I came on to record it today to share with you so that you could have that connection too. I love you guys. If you want to join our monthly membership in our incredible God-led membership, I invite you to do that. I'll leave a link in the description below this video. We dive into all topics, all things related, and all things related to the way that God shows us, the way that God sees us, the way that God's vision is for it, not ours, and breaking out of our own patterns, habits, emotions, will, and way, and really stepping into faith. That's why it's called In. So, our monthly God-led membership, I will leave a link to that if you decide to join us below. If there's more that you want to know about this whole, like everything God thing. Okay, I love you. That is all for today, and I will see you later. Bye for now.